Hello guys, so in this video we are going to see about dictionaries and set. So I have already covered numbers, and where in numbers we have already covered int, float as well as complex. The second thing that we covered was sequence types, and inside the sequence type we have covered string, we have covered list and tuple. Then we have covered a boolean, and now we are left with dictionaries and set. So these two we are going to cover in this tutorial. So let's get started. So what dictionary is you see dictionaries are mainly used to store key value pair, key and value. Suppose you want to store your father's name, so you will put that key as father, and with the colon then you will provide your name, father's name. Okay, so this is the key and this is the value. Similarly, if any type of key value pair that you want to store, you can store it here. Let's see it with an example of the number of days that each month have, and we want to store that. So we want to store that January has 31, Feb has 28, and something like that, and December has 31. So we want to store this data. So how we can store this? So one thing that we can see is from what we have learned inside list. So inside the list we like in an order, like increasing order, or you can say in order of this months. So we can store those values like this: 31, 28, 31, 30, 31, like this. But if you want to store it in a more what you can say readable format, or suppose this is not days, this is some other variable that you are storing, and if you store it inside the list, then in the inside the list you have only the data. So at a glance, if someone sees the data, he can't say okay what this is actually. But if you store it in a key value pair, like something like this, that January has 31, February has 28, so anybody that comes and see this, he will get a clear idea okay what this data is, and he can work on this type of data. So this dictionary is useful for this key value pair concepts. If you want to store key value pair, go for dictionary. So similarly, see, this is what we want to store: January this, February this month, November this, and December this. So how we can store it is, just keep in mind we declared just as we declared list with a square brackets, and we put all the data separated by comma. Similarly, we declared dictionary with a parenthesis with the key value pair separated by comma. Okay, that's it. So let's see here. See, this is how we declare this here, this data as a dictionary. Okay, so see, we have provided the key separated by colon and then the value. So this is our key value pair. Okay, so how we to provide key value pair? We provide the key, then colon, then the value. So we provide the key value pair and we separate them multiple key values pair and store them in dictionaries. Okay, so this is what we have done: January 31, February 28, March 31. So anyone can now come and see, okay, this is the dictionary, or you can say this is the data corresponding to the number of days present in each month of a year. Okay, so this is how we store these values in dictionary. Keep in mind that this key here I have shown it as string. It can be of any type. Okay, it doesn't need to be string. It can be of any type, and this value also can be of any type. Okay, so let's see what is the working with dictionary. So how we can work with dictionary. So we have seen how we can declare a dictionary with the curly braces, and how we can store the key value pair separated by multiple commas. So if you want to work on the dictionary, how we can do that? So let's see. Suppose this is our dictionaries, and this is our keys, and this is our values. So this is a key value pair, this is a key value pair. Now if you want to get a particular value for a particular key, sorry, here it will be 100. My mistake, sorry. Yeah, so here it will be 100. So if you want to get the value of a key, we just mention the dictionary name or the variable name, put a square bracket, and give the name of the name of the key, and then you can get the value corresponding to that particular key. So here we have given a. So what is the value of a is 100, and hence we will get 100 as a value. If you want to add a element to the dictionary, you can just simply come, do d, put a square bracket, and give the name of the key that you want to add and its corresponding value. So what it will do is it will add another value to this. Let's see, colon 500. So this will become our new dictionaries. Okay, if you want to delete any key in a dictionary, you can just do del, del, and this name, and this thing will be deleted. Okay? Similarly, you can copy the dictionary. Suppose you want to perform some operation on this particular dictionary, but also wants to keep the original one so as to compare the two dictionaries after the operation. So what you can do is you can do d dot copy. So you will create another one d1 dictionaries, where this will be d1 will be a copy of this dictionary. So you can work on this, and whatever result that we get from working for this, we can compare it with the original one. So you can use d dot copy for that purpose. Okay. If you want to search any key, please note I'm saying key. If you want to search any key inside the dictionary, you can use this in operator. What this in operator does, it goes inside this dictionary and searches where this particular value that we want to search is inside the keys or not. These inside the keys, not the values. It doesn't check the values, it check the keys. So we have the value a as key, so it is saying a is present. Okay, let me clear my screen. Yeah. Similarly, if you want to loop over the dictionary, when you do simply like this for key in D, and you don't mention anything, just the dictionary name, it loops over all the keys that are present inside the dictionaries. So what are the keys is A, B. So if you do this print, it will print A and B. Okay. Now let's see some more examples. Here, if you want to do d dot keys, want to get all the keys, you can do d dot keys and you will get all the keys of dictionary. Okay. Similarly, if you want all the values, you can do d dot values and you can get all the values. Please note that these keys will always be unique. You can't have two keys with the same name. If you do something like this, d of a is equals to 100 at one place, and again if you want to, if you think that you can add with d of a is equals to 200 and this will add another variable, then what it will does it won't create another entry or key value pair in the dictionary. It will just update whatever value that is already there. So d of a is 100 already there, so when you do d of a is equals to 200, you think of inserting it, but it will actually update this original value and this a will have value of 200. Okay, so keys will always be unique and values can be anything. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You can do read values and you can get that. If you want to get the items, each of these items, then you can do d dot items. What it will return? It will return each individual item is a tuple. So it will return each of those item in a tuple, where the first one is a key and the second one is a value. Okay. So this way it will return all the key value pairs if you do d dot items. Okay. Now let's see an example. In the list, we have seen this concept of list comprehension. So if you don't know list comprehension, I'll recommend you to go and watch that list video. So what list comprehension is? It is a powerful way to create a list in a single way, like a very powerful way to create a list. So similarly, we can do in there's also this dictionary comprehension. Okay. So what we can do is, see, suppose we have these words as a list where we have dog and elephant. If you want to can like make a dictionary where we store the name of the animal and the number of the length of the name of that particular animal. So what we can do is we can simply do curly braces so as to say that we are creating our dictionaries. We say what will be the key as word. So what our word will be dog, and then the value as the length of the word. So it will be 3 for d in words. So what will do, it will go over each value in this list dog, and for each value, sorry, here it is d now, it should be word. So this word and this word should match. So this word will come here, it will assign value dog and then find the length of the word, which will be 3, and then again it will go, it will take elephant, it will take key as elephant, then it will make the value of that length of the elephant as the value for the word elephant. So if we try to print this animal dictionary, it will get something like this: dog colon 3 and elephant colon 8. So this is called as dictionary comprehension, which is a powerful way to create dictionaries. We have the same concept in list as well, so you can go ahead and watch that video and get the clarity. Okay. Now these things we have discussed for dictionaries. Now let's see what are all sets and how we can work with sets. So this is all that we have with dictionaries. What are all the methods and how we can work with dictionaries. So these are some basic examples. If you want to see what are all the methods, you can just Google it and you will get all the methods and how this work with dictionaries. But these are the simple concepts. Okay. Now let's see with sets. So what is a set actually? So as you know, a set is a collection where duplicates are not allowed. So if we have set, we have collection, we have multiple elements here. so it doesn't allow duplicates. So if you have certain condition or you have certain requirements where you don't want duplicates, you can use set in at that time. Just as we have dictionaries for key value pair, so if you don't want duplicates, you can use set. Okay, so how we declare a set? We declare a set within curly braces. Okay, so what is the difference between dictionary and set? Dictionary also we initialize with curly braces, but here inside the dictionary we provide key value pair separated by colon. So if you say we will see key, then colon, then value, then comma, then key, colon, value, then comma. But inside set we just provide the value. Suppose we want to store this 1, 2, 3, 4. So this thing will be stored inside the set within curly braces 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, something like this. But if it has been dictionary, it will be stored something like this. Suppose 1, it came suppose 10 times. 2, it came suppose 20 times. Suppose, yeah, something like that. Okay, so let me give you a better example. Let me. So set, suppose if you have this list, inside the list we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. So you want to get rid of all the duplicates. So how we can use this in set and dictionary is, suppose in the dictionary we can, suppose let me show you further. In the dictionary we can store, okay, if 1 came, how many times it came? It came 2 times. If 2 came, how many times it came? 3. If 3 came, how many times? 1. If 4 came, how many times? 1. So this is how the key value stay, sorry, it's curly braces. This is how we store in the key value pair for dictionary. In the set, if you store this, we will store it 1, 2, 3, 4, since duplicates are not allowed. Okay, so that's it. Now this is how we declare sets, and why set is used to get rid of the duplicates. Okay, now let's see. We have this set where we have stored this apple, banana, and cherry as the fruit names inside the set. And if we want to access any elements, so as we have done with dictionaries, we were using that D, and then inside that we were providing the key, and then we were getting the value. Okay, but here since set is not ordered, it is not ordered, it is unordered. That is the order in which we insert the values need not to be same when you print it. Okay, so suppose if we have inserted apple, then we have cherry, then we have banana, so it can get reshuffled to something like this: apple, banana, cherry. So it is unordered, so hence we cannot access the elements or index. So since it is unordered, we can't use the indexing that we used to do inside this. So if we have list 1, we are using indexing to get the values, but we can't use that for sets, and we can't use that key part or the key values to get the elements for set as well. So for set we cannot access directly the elements. If you want, you can access by using for loop. I'll show you how. But we can search inside the set using this in operator, as we used to do with list as well as tuple as well as dictionaries, okay, and other types. So we can do apple in my set, and it will go, and here it shouldn't be apple, it should be apple. So it will go inside my set and will search whether this apple is there or not. If it is there, it will return true, and you can print it here. Okay, so this is how we can search inside the set. The other way to loop over this set is this thing. We get for items in my set, and we will print those items. So this will loop over all the items and will print those. Similarly, just as we have in list. So in list it is ordered and duplicates are allowed. In set it is unordered and duplicates are not allowed. This is the difference between set and list. Okay. Now see, these are some of the examples that I have written. I'll provide the link to the file. You can go ahead and download that and play with it. And see, these are what are all the things that we can do with sets. So suppose we have a set, my set, we have these 3 examples. We have a new set. Let me clear the screen first, it will be easy for us to understand. So you have my set where we have 3 values, new set that we have 3 values. We can add values to the set using this add function. Okay, so we do add, then provide this parenthesis, and we can add this and inside this thing inside this. So what is now our set will become now is strawberry, and this will become our new set. Okay, we can add another set to our original set by using this update command. So when you do my set dot update with the new set, so whatever values that you have here will get added to this list. So you will get pineapple here, mango here, and papaya also added to this set. Okay, if you want to remove any particular item, you can just do remove and banana, and that thing will be removed from this set. Similarly, if you want to remove, if you want to do this discard, it will also remove the element from this set. But what is the difference is, if you use remove, and suppose if you have provided any value here that is not in the set, suppose banana is there, but suppose if I give guava, so guava is not there in the set. So this will throw error. If you try to remove an element that is not there in the set, it will throw error. But this discard, it will not throw error. That's the difference between remove and discard. Both of them removes the element that we provide, but one shows error and one does not show error. So you can see it throws error if element is not present, does not throw error if element is not present. Okay, this is the difference between discard and remove. We can also do union of two sets. Okay, so if you can see, if you do my set dot union, you can you it will return a new set that is a union of these two sets. Okay, and you can also do intersection. So see, there are two methods for intersection. If you want to do intersection of these two values, like you do my set, if you see this example, this one, my set dot intersection update. So what it will do is, it will do intersection as well as it will update. So we have seen what update does. It will update the original one. So what this intersection will do, it will do this this set union set that we have created. It will take intersection of this and my set, and it will store that value inside my set. Okay, so hence our my set will be now the intersection of union set and my set. But if you don't want to change my set, but still takes the union intersection of my set, sorry, take the intersection of my set and union set and get the new set, you can do something like this: my set dot intersection. See, we don't have update here. Okay, so what it will do is, it will do intersection of my set and union set and will return a new set that we will store inside this intersection set. Okay, so this is what are all the basic what you can say working we can do with set or basic operations. This my set dot clear, what it does, it clears the set. So if you have set this like this, and if you call my set dot clear, this my set will become this empty. So these are some of the values or some of the operations that we can perform on sets. Okay, all these examples I provide you a file or link in the description. You can go ahead and download that file and go through all these examples. Okay, so that's it for dictionary and set, and hence we have completed our data types in Python. Okay, so all the data types in Python are now completed. If you don't have like if you have confusion with other type, you can go ahead and check my video. Will you will get a clarity about that. Okay, thank you.